Hello, friends. Okay, here's the next part. Mars went into Cancer, that sign, a handful of days ago, and you guys probably noticed. Have you noticed that there was a noticeable, meaningful shift in energies if you go back about 3 days? Okay, so after the full moon, but I forget exactly what day it moved in. After the new moon of September 2nd, between, a few days after that, Mars went into Cancer. So here's the thing. There's something really potent going on with this energy. First, it really fires us up about our homes, the home fires, if you will. What is going on for you in your home or in the place you consider to be your home, which could also be our nation, because you're seeing a lot of concerns, at least in this country, for the nation coming up, right? But it will power us up related to the divine feminine, right? Because Cancer, that sign, is ruled by the moon, and Mars is in this sign. And when you put moon and Mars together, that's kind of a really interesting energy, because moon, not only is it about our emotions, but it's about embodying the truth of who we are as a human being. And it includes our primal nature. It includes like that gut instinct, that connection with the world around us that we can't describe, right? We just know, we just sense. And this is something that's not hackable very well either by the forces that might want to do that. And so we're very powered up in the areas of the home you grew up in. So anything related to issues from the home you grew up in, how it was, that can come up here for resolution and dealing with it. For the home that you've created as an adult or that you want to create. For our mothers, for the divine feminine manifesting in life or in your life. So all of these themes are really potent right now. Now, this is going to be going on for the next year, okay? It's a very intense thing that's happening with this Mars and Cancer energy. And interestingly, it somewhat coincides with my last video, which I guess I'll link that below, on the Schumann Resonance and the themes that I'm seeing that I think will last from end of July this year to end of July next year. And during that time, a lot of it's going to be flavored with this Mars and Cancer energy, because Mars is going to go backwards and retrograde and then move forward again, and it's going to take a little while. But here's what's really interesting, okay? While Mars is in Cancer, it has been preceded into Cancer by an asteroid that is very potent. And this asteroid is the asteroid Lucifer. And the asteroid Lucifer is going to be, it's going to be in in relationship with Mars in Cancer for quite a while, like months, okay, months and months. And so what is the meaning of this? Okay, it's going to be a while before the two of them meet in Cancer. But you've got the vibration, okay, of that asteroid having gone over the initial degrees of Cancer already, and then Mars coming in. And what is the asteroid Lucifer representing here? It's a betrayal, okay? So first of all, it's about betrayal. Where have we been betrayed in our homes? Where have we been betrayed in the values that are deepest to us? So first, you can look externally for the expression of this energy. Where have we turned away from God, and how has that affected our homes? Where have we turned away from God, even as a nation, right? Because your nation is where your home is, right? It's what happens to your nation is deeply important to how you grew up in your home, or if you have a home as an adult, the home that you build and how things go. We don't grow up in isolation on an island, right? We grow up in our community and our nation. Then you can take these themes internally as well, okay? Because this is where it gets really potent. And internally, what you can look at is, yeah, this is intense, okay? Where have I betrayed myself? Where have you betrayed the truth of who you are? Where you did things out of obligation, social obligation, for example. And it's so interesting. Do you think it's a coincidence that this week the WEF came out to talk about how COVID was an experiment of social obligation? This is a Luciferian tactic to emphasize your obligation to social norms that they will tell you what those are that you need to follow, okay? Which is different than culture, right? It's different than how we live. It's like what this is you have to differentiate true human culture from what I call the rider frequency, the parasitic element riding and hiding on top of and within the core frequency of the truth of who we are as living human beings, okay? So they come out and they put this news release out that, it was an experiment in your obligation to society. Friends, living this way is backwards. Our obligation, well, let's first of all take that word and just throw it out. If we desire, we can live in alignment with the will of the Creator that made us through us as we individually perceive that to the best of our ability. You can make the choice to align, the sun, right? The sun up here. There's it right there. Right there. We can make the choice to align with the soul, the sun in the sky representing the soul, representing, the light of God. And we can make the choice to align that and then be that in our lives to the best of our ability. To then gather a bunch of things together and call them social obligation is a distortion of true humans living in connectedness with God, nature, developing an organic culture, right? And then living that out. Okay, so then you get a bunch of people that want to come in and control because they want to be disconnected from God, do their own thing in human form, or they're run by parasites that want to do something with the humans who are in human form because we have the creative capability, and that's super interesting to parasitic elements that can co-opt the human body, mind, emotions, etc. And so, this is a vulnerability, and that humans have, and as more and more of us talk more and more about it, as a group, the human race, we become more aware of these things. So that leads me to the next topic, right? Which is the potent use of this energy that is going on right now. So over the next year, and if you initiate it now, where have I betrayed myself? Okay? Where have I betrayed my values? Where do I have God's guidance clear for me and then I didn't do it? Right? And someone said this to me recently, okay? Because we were talking about my dad's passing. And the person did some things that were amazing, okay? Related to my dad's passing. And I said, I was complimenting the person because I like to acknowledge people's strengths, right? We're also hard on ourselves sometimes. And so I acknowledge, I'm so impressed. Think about what you did. You noticed this and this, and we had this person and I had an interaction. Wow, that is so wild. What just happened? You won't believe, it's so crazy. A white clear spider just parachuted over my head, touched the top of my head, and then went over there, like in a line. Its web flew down from, I guess, the sky or the tree over there. That's so wild. Well, I gotta go, of course, check it out. So I need to finish this video so I can go do that, because that was weird. But, the dragonflies that are flying around are probably gonna get that thing pretty quick. Before I sat down, there was a dragonfly over the table, and it was pretty cool. But I do have to say, it was a pretty big spider. And spiders also represent the Great Mother. They represent Mother Earth as well. So in the positive, spiders represent writing. So maybe I should finish this video and get to that. Anyway, this is what I was talking about before. What's your inner intuition saying, right? And when we connect with the God force, with our own souls, with divinity, we can read the messages of energy around us, and then it's our choice, right? Are you going to do that? Are you going to turn towards it or turn away from it? And, go to the kitchen and clean the house and, work 2 extra hours before I do that. What's the answer? Yes or no? Will I act on that, or will I delay? Well, friends, for me, I'm learning to act as soon as possible. It's been a really big thing. And so learning about this asteroid and its meaning has been very potent and powerful, because the antidote is turning back to God and owning the truth of who we are.